प्रियवाक्यप्रदानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जातवः।
As we were coming, we were thinking that maybe there were 10 or 15 people only be here, because you were enough yesterday, okay? So then I can see that. How many of you were not here yesterday? I guess the rest of you were here yesterday. Dear brothers and sisters, I was very moved by our sisters. I go around the world, I speak, thinking and hoping that what I say would touch somebody's heart and move me as Swami has moved me. See? Swami, like I told you yesterday, Swami said, "You are my instrument, go and spread it." So when I hear things like this, that people have been touched and move forward, and I know that I'm being a small instrument. Once, a funny story here. Let me start the prayer. The trouble is, you people here, it's a bit of a difficulty for me. Because you seem to know all the songs. That's amazing. And so, I'm going to do something unusual. Swami, in many of his speeches, he mentions sometimes some Sanskrit words from the Vedas. But most of the time we just ignore those words, okay? But actually he's giving us some huge, profound truths But because it is Sanskrit, those who are non-Indians should not think that every Indian knows Sanskrit. Okay? In fact, we don't know Sanskrit at all. Sanskrit sounds equally double-dutch to us as it sounds to many others. Okay? Anyone here is a Sanskrit scholar here? Oh boy, that's bad news for me. When no one knows Sanskrit, I can bluff a bit, okay? But if somebody here who knows Sanskrit, then I'm in trouble. Now you should dare to go where no man lets you go. So Swami has used some Sanskrit expressions. And what I decided one day to do, let me see what is he saying in this word. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, I can't read Sanskrit. What is he saying on this word? Then I realized, my God. So I began to investigate just those words that he's speaking. He's got tremendous truth of the ancient knowledge. And so I picked up some of these words. And as I told you yesterday, I can't remember this. As I'm getting older and older, I remember less and less. So somehow I can remember all this. Okay? So I convert to songs. Songs I can remember. That's why the entire scriptures and the Vedas are all in poetic form. Mahabharata, all. That's why God sent the angels down. So here, I'm going to share with you the song today to start this. There's some great truth that Swami has given us. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Some of you may have heard this word. So this is I call Bhavan Baba the essence of educare from the Vedas. Educare is what? What that will come from within you. Okay, that's, Sarvam, these are all words from the Vedas. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Divinity pervades everything. Every atom, inch of this, micro-inch of the universe is pervaded by divinity. Same as air pervades everywhere. Divinity pervades everything. So here, by the way, so many of you are chanting now the Vedas, I know. But I'm not a great Veda chanter myself, because I can't remember the words. Few words I know. So here, some of those of you who are not chanting the Vedas, we wish to at least learn a few of the Sanskrit words, so you can meet your friends, you can throw it at them, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Oh, not that, Vedas. How many of you here chant the Vedas, the Dana, the Rudram and all this? That's it. So, divinity, so shall we repeat this, okay? Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Divinity pervades everything. So, if I say anything wrong, correct me immediately. Sanskrit, if I say anything wrong, correct me. I may be misleading people for years. Okay? Isavasyam idam sarvam. This actually is the first verse of the Isavasya Upanishad, okay? Isavasyam idam sarvam. And divinity is in every place. Basically echoing the same message, different Vedas echoing the same message of the presence, all-pervading divinity. Ishvara sarva bhutana. No, you see the Vedas declare like that, not heroic. Ishvara sarva bhutanam. Divinity resides in all elements, all beings. Again, totally different messages come with different Vedic things, conveying the same message. Here's a nice one. Sarva bhuta namaskaram kesava pradigacchati. Sarva bhuta namaskaram kesava pradigacchati. It's very interesting, this one. The worship we offer to all the elements, all living beings, reaches divinity. The worship we offer to the elements, to nature, reaches divinity, because divinity pervades everything. Very powerful statement. Remember the one I told you yesterday? The worship you offer at the altar of the temple doesn't reach the walking gods outside. The seva you do to the walking gods outside reaches the God of the temple. The worship you offer to the elements, all living beings, reach divinity. But how to remember all of them? So, today we shall start this session with a bhajan. 3 ohms, please. सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मा ईशावास्यम् इदं सर्वम् ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां सर्वभूत नमस्कारम् सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मा ईशावास्यम् इदं सर्वम् Kesava Pradigacchati. My God, what's that? Vedas. It's the highest truth that Swami has given us. So he just mentioned this in his speeches, So I started picking this up. And actually as a result of that, I decided to, the Hindus are very proud of the Veda, the most ancient of all scriptures, they say. But no one knows what's in the Veda. So I decided to, let's go around talking about track, I said, look at what it says. So I went through some of the Vedic scriptures, and I realized, my God, incredible knowledge, incredible science in this Vedas. So what I did was, I wrote a book called Sparks of the Divine Fire. Glimpses of the Vedas. My idea of doing that book was just to give everyone, especially youth, my God, such a fantastic thing is here. Then hopefully they will then go and search for more. One of the things that I'm deviating from the topic of today. One thing I discovered was there's one particular Veda that talks about the future. And there, in that Veda, written thousands of years ago, they talk about East India Company, Queen Elizabeth. So this is extraordinary. But what happened is I discovered that the people who are translating these Vedas, are basically scholars. So scholars who are trying to get their PhD or masters or whatever it is, they translate this just to get their marks. But not that they are very religious kind of people. This looks like, because they really don't believe what they see. So there's one particular, when I read this particular book, where they wrote about this future, this man is commenting after he writes. He's commenting, I don't think this is possible. This man was translating, he's putting there. Because so he thinks that, his view is that this must have been done by future people after East India Company was set up, after Queen Elizabeth, and then they put it back into the Vedas. So the future people put it back and made it part of the, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that just to, then I, reading this book and I was writing this thing down and I decided to comment about it myself. So instead of just translating, I put boxes there and challenged some of the statements there. And I put there, obviously this man who was translating this has not gone and read the ola, the leaves that give our future. How many of you have gone and seen this? How many of you have read this ola? This, what do you call this ola? Nadi. How many of you have been to Nadi? Well, ola you understand, Nadi, okay. Ola means this leaf, okay. The nadi, from the, nadi, how many of you have seen that? The nadi is fantastic. The guy will look at this nadi and then once he finds your particular nadi, the skin, he'll tell you your name, your wife's name, your father's name, mother's name, children, everything is there. The guy was stunned. How many of you experienced this? Exactly, it's incredible. How do they know this? Okay? So I wrote that these people can know my father's name, mother's name, wife's name, children's name, and I am nobody in this universe. What about great events like East India Company, Queen Elizabeth? These are will be heavily marked in the entire scriptures. So I put my comment like that. It's a very interesting thing. Let me finish this one. So when I wrote down writing this book, this Glimpse Sparks of Divine Fire, it's a heavy reading. I used to read basically when I'm sitting for darshan, I'll read the translations. And don't forget, I have no source to go back to the original text, okay? So I just read translations. And one evening, I was reading this in my room, and this man was writing, he said Buddha was against the Vedas. He put that Buddha was against the Vedas. That hit me pretty badly. How can I, as a side devotee writing this, say that Buddha was against the Vedas? I mean, it went against my psyche. So I stopped reading that night, and I said, Swami, I can't put this now. But yet, as an honest scholar trying to tell the truth, okay, I could not just leave what I don't like and include what I like. So I was caught in that particular conundrum. How do I deal with this? So I just closed the book. You won't believe how Swami is fantastic. So next day I'm at the darshan and Swami is giving a speech. He's talking about something else and I know what he was talking about. And I was sitting in the crowd and suddenly Swami says, out of the blue he says, there are some people who say that Buddha was writing the Vedas. This is not true. And he went on to explain that I was stunned, because of the entire crowd of 30,000-40,000 people that day. I was the only one worrying about this. Everyone is the Buddha is always there, in the Dasavatar. How can Buddha begin the Veda? And I was stunned. My hair stood up there. Because Swami pinpointed and taken that thing. So immediately I went back to my room, and I wrote what this guy has said about Buddha, and I put a square box again and said, Baba said this, So we challenged that. So that was the kind of guidance that Swami gave me for this particular thing. Now, the other thing that I'm going to share, I think the Vedas is part of the topic I've included. So, okay, there's one session I'm going to have here called Glimpse of the Vedas. I'm just tell you about that one because that's an interesting one. Because again, Swami has talked about words, from the Sanatana Dharma, eternal righteousness. And again, we had generally ignored it, but I thought let me look at it. Because if the Vedas is Sanatana Dharma, eternal righteousness, then whatever knowledge is there must be equally accepted by everybody. Isn't it? Hello? It's not just eternal righteousness, not just for Indians, okay? It may accept everybody. So I said, therefore, if it is true, then let me see whether these words Swami has used during his speeches, are words, are things that others, any religion, any race should accept this as true. It's like gravity. The guy says gravity. Who discovered gravity? He didn't invent it, he discovered it. Okay? Now, you cannot say, Hindu cannot say, hey, this Christian fella discovered gravity. I don't believe. So go and jump. Go and jump. So the word, but if you change that word, gravity, to the Indian word, then they'll accept it, okay? So likewise now, I took this word Swami is giving and I gave the English meaning and interpreted it. And suddenly I realized, my God, no one can doubt this is like gravity, You can't doubt gravity. You can say the word gravity you may not accept, but the Indian word or whatever it is, when you understand that, you understand. So like that. Yeah, that's just by the by. So today, unless we go to the subject of peace and happiness, okay, which everybody is striving for. By the way, so how many of you feel here that peace and happiness is eluding you? How many feel that peace has been eluding you? Okay? Many people feel that. Okay. Next birth, Somalia. Next birth, Somalia. We are living in a paradise here. Paradise. Beautiful country, beautiful this, there's any problem you have is in your mind, you have created yourself, okay? But you want suffering? Somalia. So please go back and say, God, please forgive me, okay? I've been very happy here. Somalia, they are having problems. They've been bombed, raped, murdered, chased away from home, refugees, Now this recent thing in Europe itself. My God, can you imagine? They can cry to God. God, why are you putting me through this? Of course the karma is there for the but they can't accept it. But here, I tell you Malaysia, anyone saying you're not happy, good. Next birth, Somalia, Ethiopia, now the Belarus or wherever they have these problems, So be thankful to God, okay, that you are here. Many people are trying to come here. So everything that you have problems we have actually creation of the mind. Somebody is bad to you. Somebody doesn't love you. Anyhow. So the SAI spiritual retreat, this is heading. With love, okay? So we have this word, we have in the Indian, all of you who are Sai devotees, we all sing Jai Jai. You know, you always sing constantly, Jai Jai Vinayaka, Jai Jai Krishna. You know what you mean, Jai? What do you mean, Jai? Victory, victory to Ganesha, victory to Jai Jai Krishna, Jai Jai Vinayaka. Okay. The guy after doesn't agree. What happened? Then you say, Jai Bolo Bhagwan Sri Satsang Babaji ke? Jai. This is too wonderful. Swami, what is the Jai? Jai means victory, okay. So let me present to you now the Jai Jai of life and living. I thought to myself, hey, Jai Jai Vinayaka, Jai Jai Amma, Jai Jai Muruga, Jai Jai Sainatha, Jai Jai Vinayaka, all things goes on, okay. Hey, what are we saying victory to Vinayaka? He is already victorious, you know. Hey, Jai Jai Vinayaka, you must be victorious. Baba, you must be victorious. What is that? You are already victorious. Who are the guys who must be victorious? We. So why we tell them they must be victorious? They are saying, Jai Jai Rudra. Not meaning Shiva, okay? Jai Jai Guna. They should be saying, Devas, Jai Jai Guna, Jai Jai Michael. We hope victory to Michael, victory to Guna, victory to... But then they can't tell everybody's name, huh? Song 11. Jai Jai Jagadisan, Jai Jai Chia Wong Kong, Jai Jai Ini Son, Jai Jai Abdullah. They have everybody. So what they do, they look at the Atma you are. Aham Brahmasmi. You are Brahman. Tattvam-asi, you are divine. So I decided to change all these concepts. So I decided to sing the song the Veda that God should sing. So we all should be saying, Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi, victory to the we who actually Brahman itself. I am Brahman. Jai Jai Tattvam-asi, victory to the fact that we are divine. We should aspire for that victory. So this is a destiny. Our destiny of every being is what? Really get it. Back to the origin, back to divine. So why not make it this birth? They all say, we want to we go back to the divine. Really get it. No, religion means really get it. Going back to the origin, going back to God, back to Godhead. Birth after birth after birth. So why can't we have the aspiration to do it in this birth itself? Doesn't mean it's going to be a boring thing, Spirituality should be the most fun and dynamic thing in the world. People think, if your spiritual life is a boring life. No. Spiritual life can be the most dynamic, exciting life. Depends what you make out of it. You sit in the house and say, oh God, what's happening here? God, what's happening here? Oh God, then it's boring. Go out, make a difference. So why not make this birth? At least enjoy the ride, okay? May not be a last birth, but enjoy the ride while this is birth, while you're on the way to Godhead. You may not reach it this birth, next birth. You never know. You never know. Every divinity we worship, Jai Jai Vinayaka, Jai Jai Devi Amma, Jai Jai Krishna, all this divinity wants us to achieve this. Okay? Every divine being wants us to achieve the ultimate victory of Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi. We must exalt ourselves. Hey, victory to the Aham, I, who is the Brahman. Victory to that which is I. That should be our aspiration. So dear friends, so that you will always remember this. Somebody doesn't agree. Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi. See, when you say, Jai Bolo Bhagwan Satsang Jai, Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi. Jai 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 Tattvamasi. Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi. Jai Jai Aham Brahmasmi. Jai 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 Tattvamasi. Jai Jai Jai. Sound it, everybody else. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Jai Jai. That is the victory we must achieve. That is the victory we must hail. What the Vedas have talked about, what the scriptures talked about, I am divine. Dare to be divine. And this is the victory song that we will ultimately sing. I can think of many devas there singing the song. Jai, Jai, come on you guys, I want you all the victory. We say God, Jai, Jai, Vinayaka. Hey, I know I'm already victorious, okay? You feel better to become victorious. For devotees, this is the Jai Jai. That's the ultimate. But now we are the process. I will now share with you essential lessons I have learned from Baba's teachings and my understanding of the divine scriptures of the world. I'm not going to talk about the obvious, okay? Thou should not kill, thou should not covet your neighbor's wife, you should not lie, cheat. I'm not going to talk about the obvious, okay? Though people are doing it. All with even a half a thinking mind will know that the above aberrations of human conduct, an aberration of golden rule, we know this. No one need tell us, no, you must not steal. We know we must, yet we do it. Again. Do unto others what should others do unto you. Do not do unto others what you don't want others do unto you. This is something called the golden rule. Like this is really called the golden rule, not by the side, generally the world talks about. Because this particular verse, this particular line, either do unto others what you want others do unto you, or conversely, do not do unto others, is a line is in every scripture. Every scripture is there. Hinduism is there, Buddhism, Christianity, but everyone thinks it's a Christian line. It is a Christianity, but that's because it becomes so well known. But Buddhism, everyone is there. Next time I must put that slide together, the one where we show that all the ones quoting. Either one way or the other. Even Chinese tradition, Confucianism is there. The same line, telling a very, very fundamental truth of the universe. This enough for this kind of guide enough for normal human conduct. But if you're going to be a normal human, to live a normal mundane life, it is easy. Mundane existence. How does one attempt to live a divine life, that is a higher human life? Forget about divine life. At least a higher human life, more meaningful existence. Someone who people look at and say, hey, this person is unusual. This person is a good example for the world. I want to be be like this person. The peace, the love he emanates. And what is the manifestation of this divine life? DL, we call divine life. A higher human life, HHL. DL, HHL. You know, when you test water, you call the pH factor, right? Hello? pH factor must be there, not the fish will die, you will die. So the test for divine life or higher human life is also pH factor. The pH factor, the Hindus, the Indians, the Vedic scriptures talk about this life, as an ocean. An ocean. We're living in an ocean. But living in the ocean. I don't live in the ocean. I don't live in the ocean. How can you say I'm living in the ocean? Yes, the ocean has got waves. The waves are the turmoil in our life. Up and down, up and down. Happiness, sorrow, victory, defeat. Up and whole life is a whole up and down, up and down. Therefore, Swami has said once in the first letter he ever wrote to his brother, he said, my mission is to transform human consciousness. My definition of devotee, Baba gave a definition of devotee, is one, victory or defeat, success or failure, remains in samadhi. Samadhi is not you get something after you die. Samadhi is sama buddhi, sama equal buddhi mindedness. We can remain equal minded, come what may, come the arrows, and as Hamlet said, come the arrows and slingshots of outrageous fortune. We remain unaffected. That is what divine. That means thy will be done. Thy will be done. That is the ultimate surrender. So, to achieve this, you must achieve this pH factor, and that is peace and happiness. The pH factor of life is peace and happiness. You know, when I first became involved with Swami, I had a lot of visions of Swami. Some of you know this. Visions. But Swami one day told me, I said, Swami, I'm seeing all of you. I'm seeing you everywhere. I'm seeing you will be talking beside me in the field. And Swami said, you think this imagination? These are visions. Cultivate. Then he gave me incredible experience, That's another story. Anyhow, so this peace and happiness is so once I was when I started SAI movement, I could see Swami and Vinayak and all that God from inside. Actually, physically see inside me, I really got worried. Nice feeling. So one day I was going for an X-ray, immediately after about 4 months, 1 month after I became Baba Devi. I said, oh my God, these guys are going to see Baba and Vinayak all inside me. Anyway, I'm fool, I got it. But now you know I'm crazy. So when the X-ray came out, I was disappointed. I didn't see Baba Vinayak there. Then, hey, that can't be, the divine within me. And later I realized the devotees. What is the ultimate definition? The divinity is within you. If you can maintain inner peace and happiness 24 hours a day, come what may, then God is with you. That's it, sir. Can we maintain inner peace and happiness 24 hours a day? Come what may. Waves that come and slash it. Lotus. Can you be that? That is the ultimate testimony. Look at Buddha. Jesus. On the cross. He didn't say, curse you, curse me. He said, forgive him, O Lord. They know not what they do. So can we maintain this? In pain, in agony, and say, God, your will be done. If we can achieve that, then God is inside us. There's no other criteria. How does one know one is close to God? You're able to manifest this pH factor. The pH factor that gives fish to survive in water, to make us survive in this ocean of life. This is the litmus test, okay? Baba has declared this very early in his mission. His definition of devotee who maintains peace and happy equanimity. Peace means amidst all the challenges of life. That's the definition Baba gave. So, the JJ for life and living. Let me give this to you. This again, this is my understanding of what Swami has given us and all his teachers. Number one, if you want to live a dynamic, happy life in this world, first, activate and strengthen your body. The body is a temple of God. And if we cannot keep this temple strong and it's crumbling, then divinity will run away from this temple. Okay? Number 2, maximize what does it mean? Maximize your energy. How? Broaden your activate your body. Maximize your energy. Broaden your mind. Sharpen your intellect. Live in bliss. Give peace and happiness to others. And receive peace in return. The only way you can get peace and happiness in this world, devotees, is not by running after it yourself. Give peace and happiness to others, it comes back to you. That's the ultimate truth. So, is there something now I'm telling you? Is this something new I'm telling you? No, nothing new. We all know this. Activate and strengthen your body. What is that? This is the Annamaya Kosha. Where is it? They say, we are a spark, a small spark here, that's the Atma. Just to do that spark, I have to open this mind. That shows how important the spark is. But we've got these 5 koshas, sheaths. Sheaths are like, the scabbard, of a sword, like a sheath. The major sheath is what is called the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha, okay? Annamaya Kosha. There you are. What is that? Annamaya Kosha. That's the outer body sheath. Okay, that all of us have that. If anyone don't have Annamaya Kosha, then you are in different dimension. So let me say what Baba has said about this. Oh, you have currency, Okay? Alright. Anyhow, don't worry about the words because it will flash down the screen. The second sheath, below, under that is the Pranamaya Kosha. Okay, I just put that P for the time being, so. Pranamaya Kosha, the energy sheath. The body, without the energy sheath, you will just collapse away. Then, next, inside you, further as a sheath, these are dimensional sheaths, okay, is the, all of you know this actually, I'm just repeating this, is called the Manomaya Kosha, M, which is the mind sheath. The mind that thinks, that stores information, like that. And then inside that mind sheath is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the intellect sheath. The mind sheath stores information. Then the intellect will decide what to do with it. They either use for destruction or welfare of humankind. Okay? Intellect sheath. Okay? And beyond the intellectual sheath is the Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss sheath. And after that is the Atma. So, the challenge in human life, how do you strengthen these sheaths so that you can realize that particular spark of divine fire inside you? If the body is sick, you'll be worrying about the body, so the body must be kept fit. The energy, prana is the energy that makes you walk and talk and think and act. Okay? And then comes the mind. How the mind must be strong, mind must not be wavering in chanchala. Then mind stores information. And then, what do you do with the information? The intellect will tell you, hey, how to use it. And then comes, finally, if you use it well, you come to Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss. That's our ultimate thing. And next to the bliss sheath is the Atma inside. So, karma means seva, service, do activate your body. By subjecting the body to pain and fasting, etc., you cannot gain anything. Buddha realized this. Buddha started his mission, he was fasting, and he became all like a scarecrow. Suddenly he realized, my God, that is not, then he chose the middle path. So, you cannot gain, you have to keep the body trim, fit, to realize the divine. So, devotees, this is a very strong message for us. In fact, one day, there's one devotee in Tanzania, very nice guy. He has family, he used to fast a lot, okay? And because of that, he got gastric. So people now blame God for gastric. Because I'm fasting. So they had interviewed Baba. It's a true story, he told me this. So daughters told Baba, Swami, my daddy is gastric, Swami, he's always fasting. And Baba turned to him and told him, hey, for whose sake are you fasting? Can you imagine when God asking you, whose sake you are fasting, can you tell him, for your sake I'm fasting? You get a knock on your head, okay? Stupid, who has to fast on my sake? You know. So it's very interesting story. Anyway, so, is it hotter today than normal? No. So to speak here, with all the lights are shining. Okay. So, first is activate the body, yeah? Annamaya kosha. Be active. Be active, do things. Second, maximize your energy. Pranamaya kosha. And that is how. By exercise again, you do exercise, you do pranayama, breathing, you know, and you energize your body. By food and diet, you strengthen your body, then you energize yourself by exercise. Okay? Third, broaden your mind. Manomaya kosha. Fourth, how do you broaden the mind? Basically, you must expand our field of knowledge. You must be hungry to know new things. Hungry to know good things. Hungry to understand how we should survive, how we should have happiness. What is the meaning of the scriptures? So broaden your mind. With this knowledge then, having got the knowledge then, how do you use the knowledge? This is Vijnanamaya kosha. So sharpen your intellect. And finally, the Anandamaya kosha bliss. Give peace and happiness to others and receive these in return. Never try to seek peace and happiness for yourself alone. You will fail. Strive to give peace. How can a husband have peace and happiness in his household? Only if he strives to give peace and happiness to his wife. All husbands will realize it by now. Likewise. Wives, how do you find peace and happiness for yourself? By giving peace and happiness to your husbands. The law of life. You make your husband miserable, he'll make you miserable, believe me. And vice versa. Likewise, children and parents. Okay. Parents, you try to give peace and happiness to children, children peace and happiness to the parents. There's a one other problem here is that nowadays, the peace and happiness that children seek are slightly different from what the parents seek. Okay? We'll tackle this issue in the youth session. So this is Anandamaya kosha, not the bliss sheet. Really what is very simple formula of life, okay? Therefore, just remember this. Ask how do you do this? Just remember this. Activate, strengthen your body, maximize your energy, broaden your mind, sharpen your intellect, achieve bliss. And that is peace and happiness. That's all. Actually quite simple. But we may complicate ourselves. I'm going to how many of you know who is Vyasa? How many of you know who is Vyasa? You know Vyasa, right? Okay, right. If you don't know Vyasa, it doesn't matter, not personally. Anyway, is by our past and present thoughts, word and deed. Understand this. We either bless ourselves or curse ourselves. The law of life, huh? God did not bless you. We bless ourselves or curse ourselves by our thoughts, words and deeds. Someone recently I saw on WhatsApp, hating someone is like you drinking poison yourself and thinking the fellow will die. You drink poison and think the fellow will die. By hating someone or feeling negative energy to someone. You hurt yourself. Baba said this once. He said, the negativity you have in you comes through you and to the person you are addressing negatively. Because then it hurts you more than the person you hate. Likewise, loving energy comes through you and to the other person. It strengthens you. So, it's a very powerful statement. One day I wrote a letter to someone about this. We bless ourselves and we curse ourselves by our own thoughts, words and deeds. So I'm never angry with someone who is angry with me. Poor fellow cursing himself. Why should I curse myself? The law of life, devotees. It's how we translate all these huge teachings into real life. There's a book, there's yoga, have you heard of, Vasishtha, right? Vyasa is one thing, Vasishtha. Who's Vasishtha? What is it known for? Where does it appear in our entire history of the Ramayana? Okay, Rama, in the court of Dasharatha. Okay, Vasishtha came. What did Vasishtha do? He asked what? Hello, what? Only Hindus answer. Vasishtha was going to do a big yagna. He wanted someone to protect his yagna demon, so he asked for Rama and Lakshmana. Now Vasishtha, he came to the court of Dasharatha. And there in the court of Dasharatha was another great saint. He is Brahma Rishi. Was who? Vyasa. Okay? Now, devotees, something I want to share with you. More relevant to those who are Hindus here. Do you know, for Krishna, the entire Bhagavad Gita is there. Teachings. But Ramayana don't see any teachings at all. No? Only life of Rama. Only life of Rama is projected always. Not the teaching. No, you can't find where is the teaching. But there is a teaching Rama gave. Rama gave after the conquest of Sri Lanka. He brought them back, and there he gave a discourse to Lakshmana, which Baba talked about once. But more than this, there is something called Vasishtha Yoga, the Yoga of Vasishtha. It's an incredible book. Somebody in Australia once gave this to me. Try and get it. It's a very complicated book to read. The only book I read about 5 times a day. But my God, it's a powerful, powerful book. And this, how did that book happen? Is, as you know, Rama was a young boy, a youngster, in the court of Dasharatha. And he had, like Buddha, he took a chariot and told the chariot to take him around the city. And there he saw the suffering and what have you, see. And he came back, and it seems in the court he was quiet and he was just mumbling to himself, and not eating food, and all the court, what's happening, Rama, young man, young youngster at the time. Then, when Vasishtha came to the court to ask Dasharatha to send Rama and Lakshmana to him, he asked, where's Rama? And then they said, no, Rama, he appears to be not well, he's mumbling like this, wandering around, So he said, call him. Then Rama came. And he was really, one day I'll share with you. Yoga was another time about the Vasishtha Yoga. Vasishtha asked Rama, what's wrong? Rama asked questions that today youngsters are asking about God, about religion, why is there suffering. It's incredible, It's like people asking the kind of question. The question I used to ask before I got involved, when I was an atheist, 32 years, I used to ask these questions, challenging divinity. He asked these fundamental questions. And Vasishtha began to explain. Incredibly. Today I'm going to show you the secret of life and living. That Vasishtha taught Rama. It's a big, big book. Very, very, very powerful. Difficult to understand. Read carefully. Now this is how it goes. O Rama, this instruction is sure to remove the darkness of ignorance. In this world, whatever is gained is only by self-effort. Perhaps we should read together so you all can remember it better, okay? I'll just read the story, you all join in. 1, 2, 3. In this world, whatever is gained is only by self-effort. Wherever failure is encountered, it is seen that there has been slackness in effort. What is called fate is fictitious and is not seen. Self-effort, Rama, is that mental, verbal and physical action which is in accordance with the instructions of a holy person, well versed in scriptures. Absorb this person. No such thing as fate or the self-effort is there. No, see how it goes on. Can you imagine Vasishtha is teaching Rama? Everybody, just enunciate well. It is only by such effort that Indra became king of heaven, that Brahma became the creator, and other deities earned their praise. Fantastic. Self-effort is of two categories, that of past birth and that of this birth. The latter, that means the present birth, effectively counteracts the former. That means what you do this birth is stronger than the effects of past birth. You can overcome that or reduce the impact of our past birth. Faith is none other than self-effort of a past incarnation. You fall down, had an accident, you crash. Something happened in the past that's happening to you. There is constant conflict. How do you read? There is constant conflict between these two in this incarnation. And that which is more powerful triumphs. If your present effort is more powerful than the past incarnation, you will be a bit victorious. One who says, fate is directing me to do this is brainless. Can you imagine now? He's telling Rama, I'm doing because of fate now, I'm caught here, because of fate I failed my exam, because of it is brainless. The goddess of fortune abandons him. As is the effort, so is the fruit, O Rama. This is the beginning of self-effort. It is also known as faith, divine. When afflicted by suffering, people cry, alas, what tragedy! Alas, look at my fate. How many of you have said this? Both of which mean the same thing. What tragedy? What is called fate or divine will is nothing other than the action of self-effort of the past. What you effort done in the past is now coming to the or lack of the effort in the past is coming. The present is infinitely more potent than the past. They indeed are fools who are satisfied with the fruits of their past efforts, which are regarded as divine will, and do not engage themselves in self-effort. You see, the many people think, that the Hindu concept of fate, it is my fate, my destiny, my past effort. It's a fool exists. You can overcome that. One should free oneself from likes and dislikes and engage oneself in righteous self-effort and reach the supreme truth, knowing that self-effort alone is another name for divine will. Everybody is self-effort is another name for divine will. Why? God is inside us. We are divine. Tattvamasi aham brahmasmi. That's truth. By being repeatedly declared to be true. We declare something so often to be true that everything is true. You know who the same person who said this? Hitler's advisor. I forgot what's the name of the guy. One of Hitler's people said, if you tell a lie often enough, people accept as truth. Same thing Vashta is saying. Is this good? Is this God of fate? Is truly the ordainer of everything in this world? Or what meaning is any action? And whom should one teach at all? If God and fate is truly ordainer of everything, fate ordainer, then why should you pay any effort? For example, here's the very nice one. If an astrologer predicts that a young man will become a great scholar, does he become one without study? No. Then why do we believe in divine dispensation? So, you become a great scholar. After done study, finish, isn't it? Then why do we believe in divine dispensation? Rama, this sage Vishwamitra, became a Brahma Rishi by self-effort. All of us attain self-knowledge by self-effort alone. Hence, apply yourself to self-effort. Don't think everything is going to be dictated by your past karma. Self-effort. Whatever you're enjoying now or suffering now, because of self-effort or past births. The message here is that whatever karmic consequences of past births, this you can overcome by self-effort in this present birth. Because this present birth's action you do and the echoes you send out is can overcome the past karmic life that comes in. The people realize, ourselves there, okay? Some past karma we have done. We have hurt someone, did someone, cheated someone, robbed something, whatever we have done, all we have to realize God, we still have divine disconnect. So, in our path of life, this is what happens, okay? This is a path of your life. Life goes like this. Winding road, okay? That's your life. And what happens is, yesterday what it is. But because of the past birth consequence we had, we have got big boulders in our life. The big boulder is here, blocking the path. Another big hole is here, another big boulder is here. So how do we overcome the boulders? How do we overcome this? And Swami says this very clearly. That is why he asked us to do what we are doing. Do good. When you do good, do seva, do good, do seva, you send actually, every time good we do, devotees, we send, you are the person here, any good you do, you send cosmic waves that crush the boulder here. So when you arrive at this spot, the boulder that was there is no more. You don't even see the pebbles, few pebbles on the ground. And Swami talked about this, and he talked about this now, it's very interesting. In the Bhagavad Gita, Swami talked about one word called Yoga Shema. Yoga Shema. Remember this word? I have been myself and many people in Malaysia, Suresh and all these guys, have been guided by this Yoga Shema concept. Yoga Shema, Swami used the word so often, I thought, what is Yoga Shema Swami talks about? It's in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, is one verse in the Krishna. Anyone knows the Bhagavad, anyone Bhagavad Gita expert here? Okay, thank God. Okay. So, there's no Bhagavad Gita expert. So, scared. But some of you may know this verse. It says, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Anyone know this verse? No? Okay. The Balmika teachers should be teaching kids on this matter. Anyway. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paryupasade Yogam Nishta Abhyuktana Yoga Shemam Vahamya. Let's say this. Anyone knows this? Please. Sir, get up, sir, please. Toma, Pasate, Tesham Yukta Abhyuktana Yoga Shemam Aham. Very good. Thank you, sir. See, this is the danger of having some yoga expert here. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Anyway, this verse, that's a verse. But for me, the English word translated, what's the meaning of this? The word Yoga Shema, Baba has described this once. He said, he says, it's a simple word. He says, Yoga Shema means the God, the divine is assuring you that whatever you have in life, I will preserve for you. And whatever you need in life, I will give you. This is Swami defined as Yoga Shema. Whatever you have in life, I will preserve for you. Whatever you need in life, I will give you. Dear devotees, every person who goes to a temple, church, mosque, is only asking for this one. God, what are you asking for? You shouldn't be asking for banana from the altar. No. God, whatever you have in life, please preserve for me. What I need in life, give me. That's it. Of course, some people ask what do they want in life. They want to get all that. Need in life, what they want. But everybody wants this. But everybody forgets the precondition to get this. That is Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paryupasade Tesham Yukta Abhyuktanam Yoga Shema Bhahamya. Ananyas Chintayanto means that, get what it is. The word is here fantastic. It says, the precondition of this is, forget the Sanskrit meaning, dedicate yourself to me. Dedicate yourself to me and do my work. And I will look after your Yoga Shema. Dedicate yourself to me and do my work. I will look after your Yoga Shema. Dear devotees, what does that mean? What is dedicate yourself to me and do my work? It is actually very, very simple. I always bring divinity down to human factors now. Supposing a father or mother asks you, My child, dedicate yourself to something. You ask your child one day, you're grown now, I want you to dedicate yourself to me. What does it mean? Every day put puja for me, is it? What does dedicate yourself to me mean? In pure human terms. Hello? Huh? Amma, you have children. Supposing you ask a child, dedicate yourself, what do you mean by that? Huh? Respect, okay, what else? Exactly. Do things to please me. Do things to make me happy. That's all. It's not great in our philosophy here, Dedicate yourself to me means do things to make me happy. And then do my work. What is my work? You know your father's work, mother's work. Okay, that's different. Help me in the kitchen. But God's work, what is it? What? Necklace vibhuti? No, you can buy from the shop vibhuti. Exactly. Devotees. Understand this, devotees. There is we talk about Mahavishnu as being the Baba, Krishna, Ram, all the Christ, all these people are manifestation of Mahavishnu, preserving aspect of the universe. And Mahavishnu's job is what? Very simple. Rida. Rida means to preserve the rhythm of the universe. To keep the universe at a proper rhythm, going on and on and on without agitation. That's a Rida of Mahavishnu. His job is to preserve the vibration of cosmic consciousness. Therefore, whenever this particular Rida is upset, trouble starts, then I incarnate from age to age. That's what Krishna does. With the great Mahans and the great God-men come, Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, all came at a time when great distortion was there in the Rida of the universe. They came to give back the Rida, to preserve the Rida. So Rida is this. So therefore, poverty, hunger, these are all distortions of the cosmic rhythm. So if you can do my work, what? Come help me. Help me to reduce this big thing, help me. And that is what Swami is telling now. Do seva. Promote values. That's it. To help restore the Rida of the universe. So dear devotees, when we do this, dedicated to do my Yoga Shema, I know here in Malaysia, all of us, many of us, some of the Sai devotees, I know some of the people plunging into seva. Plunging in seva, they're dedicating so much time to the seva, helping people. Then somebody wonder, hey, are they doing the office work? Dear devotees, meantime, what happened in the office work, boom, they get incredible success. I am one example of that. I became economic superstar. I was so busy in the side work I'm doing. Suresh, ask Suresh, his own life. Many of you don't know them, so I won't mention their names. And some of you here, I'm sure, experience them. Oh, you're dedicating suddenly your life. Things begin to happen in your work environment. Not that you're facing, no one face problems, you face problems. That's part of your karma you're going. But success will follow you. Name, wealth, success. So dear devotees, dedicate yourself to do my work. That's why it is very, very vital that those who dedicate, do work selflessly. Your life will improve. That's the Yoga Shema. Whatever you have in life, I'll preserve for you. Whatever you need life. Therefore, not devotees. Here you are, a person born. And the good what you've done here, got so much mountains ahead of you. But what you do, and now comes the incredible thing now. What incredible thing is this? Now the success in Malaysia, I've seen this. Around the world I've seen this. The success you achieve because of seva you do. Suddenly you get promotion, you get a real. Suddenly the success you receive in your work, in your work life because of this. Suddenly you become too busy to do the work you're doing. So you slow down. Hey, I'm so busy now. Hey, what happened to you? Why didn't you come? No, brother, I'm very busy now. I've been promoted, So, but if you want me, call me. I'm not going to call you. Okay, you want to come, you come. Okay, I'm not going to call you. Dear devotees, then what happens is he's now stopped. Yeah, I'm telling you this actual experience. Stop. Suddenly now, after some time, 1 year or 2 years, he goes and suddenly he sees another big mountain comes in his way. Big problem in his work or whatever. I think Baba is upset with me. He said, why? I stopped doing seva. He's a fool. He looked at the whole universe, okay? He's worried about you. Say, you have done it yourself. You who are blasting the previous consequence of your own actions, okay? Now you're not doing it anymore. So you're facing the problem like that. Continue. Anybody, some of you may have experienced in your own lives. Okay? So this is this message here. Why is that the good we do returns to us? The good we do returns, evil we do comes back to us. So dear devotees, this is the message that I want all those youngsters to understand. Do God's work. And don't let, sometimes, now I'm married, no time. You think all of us are unemployed, unmarried first? Dear devotees, I had 4 children, I was plunging myself with so much work, okay, that Swami had told me to stop. I told you once, Swami told me, you're doing too much, let others do. Then he met the Shivalingam and gave me, he said, hey, let 6 people come to you, do Abhishekam and take the 6 people. So I felt very guilty when I came back, when I do seva, Swami said, don't do it. But now actually it's a good thing, but those days when I go out and do, everybody, lot of people join. If I don't go, so many people won't be there. But now slowly they begin to understand that not allowed to have Vega around. Now lot of people do a lot of seva. And I don't do anything, I just relax. And come and give talks like this. So dear devotees, so seek excellence in everything we do. Okay, this is the Yoga Shema. However small the work, do your best for inner satisfaction. Some people say, sometimes you take my work very small and menial. Okay? In the Sai center itself, one fellow in the assignment to sweep the floor, another fellow decorate the altar, another fellow lay the food in the kitchen. My work is not, I want to be the one decorating the altar. I want to be the one speaking in front. No. I tell people, there are no small or menial work, only small and menial minds. And now in Malaysia, there's a little word, like example of this. Many years ago, we had this Asian Conference on Human Values, where delegates came from all over Asia. And we had our ministers there, giving speeches, with all the religious leaders were there, and I'm the chairman of the whole session. And I was there in a suit, boot, and all this, stood there, giving speeches, and welcoming everybody, giving all kinds of speeches. 3 days, and then we had Ministry of Education, and a lot of things happened. And then the week after that, when nothing's over, we had a service in the old folks' home, which is quite far away from Kuala Lumpur. The old folks' home in Malaysia, they're not like the old folks' home here, okay? Neat and nice, well looked after. Some have been somewhat shabby and really broken down. Done by individuals who want to help, and then they neglect the home itself. So we were doing this home in Port Klang, it's about 1 hour drive from KL, okay? So many devotees gathered. I also went in. I was a bit late. And by the time I reached there, because the local friends already went inside, and the rooms were there. They were all basically Chinese. Many of them are Chinese old folks, and their rooms, messy. The mosquito nets, were full of bed bugs, and it was really a disaster area. So we took this mosquito nets out, and we were careful not to get the bugs into our clothes. Okay? We burned the stuff up, and then the people were cleaning the kitchen all black with soup, And so I was walking around looking what's happening, okay? Then I went to the toilet. The few toilets there, this is a squatting toilet, okay? And because all folks, they couldn't squat properly, So instead of squatting over the hole, they would just squat around the hole. So the toilet was filthy, okay? Everywhere filthy, okay? And they didn't have those days the sitting toilet, the one who sit on the thing. They are squatting toilets. So they all folks in the country. And no one, all of people had not gone there, they didn't touch it. I didn't say a word. Looked around. I went quietly, took a bucket, took water, took a broom, and started cleaning. These fellows thought, they don't like me to sit down. They all we'll do. Hey, why should we do? You think moksha is there? Moksha is here. Why should I give you moksha? I want moksha. Yet within 10 minutes, there were 6 brooms, 7 brooms around me, everybody cleaning. So that's why then we left the place so clean, okay, you could eat from the floor. But we didn't do that, I'm telling you. So the thing is, that's what leadership is all about, okay. So in Malaysia, if I tell something and nobody does, no one dares, don't know because I don't do Jagal. So this is the so therefore nothing is meaningless. I showed them the example. 1 week ago I was standing there in podium in front of 500 people, ministers giving a big speech, next week I'm here sweeping the toilet. No job is meaningless. Only your mind makes you small, makes you meaningless. This is number one. So everybody, this part of it, but they may not help you to get, it's a big but, okay? Others may not appreciate your effort, may not praise you. Don't always do things expecting praise and appreciation. They may even blame you, but do your best and dedicate the activity to God. Do your best and leave the rest. Do everything, Baba says, do everything as an offering to God. There's no greater worship than doing your duty with love as an offering to God. No greater worship than doing your duty with love and offering to God. Anybody, what I'm sharing with you here are simple, adaptive things we must use in our life. Remember this, okay? We do all action to get some results, true. Everything we do, we want results. When we sweep the floor, we want the floor to be clean. If I cook food, I want the cook food for the food to be. Remember yesterday I told you a story of the mother, the wife cooking for the husband? Did I tell you the story yesterday? Yes. Right. But offer that fruit to God. Then you're blameless. So, why? Why you say? Because even when you do your best, you may not get the expected result. And then you lose your pH. Peace and happiness. You feel it's very good, but someone else may not feel the same way. So don't get affected with it. This I applied in all my life, I applied this concept. And I tell others, do this. So Yoga Shema, if it comes, His will. Enjoy the results. If it doesn't come, doesn't matter, His will also. His will also. So tell you what is, let me let me just finish this thing by conclusion. It's a very powerful message, last part of it. Even when you seek excellence and dedicate everything to God, exogenous forces outside your control will begin to hit you, affect you with happiness or sorrow, pain or joy, illness or health, victory or defeat, success or failure. With no fault of yours. So you need to, while holding on to the above, the JJ commandments, move under commandment. Stand in the eye of the hurricane. This is a vital lesson today. This is a mind and spiritual challenge. Not easy. Mind is chanchala, always, wavering. Always quivering, unsteady, like a water droplet on a lotus leaf. That's the mind. Whatever it is. So what do? How do we stand in the center of the whirlwind of life? Failure, the husband problem, wife problem, children problem, work problem, mother-in-law problem. Heard of mother-in-law problem today? Rather amazing. Sometimes it seems, mother-in-law will tell the daughter, you cannot tell the daughter-in-law, cannot go and visit your mother. I said, wow, that's a weird mother-in-law. Because she's digging the hole for her to fall into it. So anyway, that's a separate issue. So, this is the whirlwind of mother-in-law, father-in-law, car problem, work problem, there's so many problems. And you're here. That's you. Okay, if it looks like any one of you, it's a coincidence, right? So, this is the, and then what are you saying now? You're crying out. You're crying because you're good Baba devotee. Baba devotee, Krishna devotee, Jesus devotee, whatever you are. Oh God, help God, help. I'm swirling in this whirlwind of life. Stop the whirlwind, God. And the God will say, my child, I cannot stop this whirlwind. You recognize the voice? There you are. Yesterday, those who didn't come yesterday will not recognize this. The voice of God. My child, I cannot stop this whirlwind. Why? You're God. My child, You took so much trouble to earn this whirlwind. You did all these things, now you earned this. How can I stop this whirlwind of yours? Because you have stopped the whirlwind, all the good also will go. You are anything good and bad. The good will go, you will sit down tomorrow, you are suffering somewhere, but I can't stop it, I'll destroy you. So the whirlwind will go. Then why should I pray to you? Hey, tell me, God. What in heaven's name should I give? Why should I imbibe the spirit that you are giving? I may as well go to the bar and invite the spirit in the bar. At least there I may get some temporary relief. You know, in Malaysia, the bar, there are more brothers in the bar than outside the bar. Brother, bro! Bottoms up, bro! Thank God, not enough sisters yet in the bar. So how do you do it? What do you do? You can't do this one. So the secret very simple, devotees. Don't get swirled in the hurricane. Try and stand in the middle of the hurricane. Become a witness of the drama. Stand in the eye of the hurricane. Devotees, I always do this. Oh, don't come, I just stand in the hurricane, don't let it affect me. Somebody says bad about me, means I say very good. Hey, you're a useless fellow. Very good. You are a very good person, that's all. Devotees, if somebody tells you you're stupid, the last thing you should do, you are more stupid. Don't do that. There are two stupid lessons. So somebody tells me that happens, I tell you, one thing everybody says good, I say, you're a good fellow. Because, devotees, the best way to deflect someone is if he tells you you're bad, you're very good. Then you won't know what to say. So it's like two fellows, the story I can tell one. Two fellows driving a car. A car. And this car is coming along a narrow road and they come to a bridge. 1 mile long bridge. 1 mile long bridge. Narrow bridge. Only one car can go. Now these fellows are coming onto the narrow bridge. Right in the middle of the bridge now the two cars are meeting. Both stop. One can pass by. Half mile behind you, half mile the other side. What do you do? One fellow puts the windscreen down. I never give way to fools. Other fellow puts his windscreen down. Don't worry, sir, I always do. And he backs his car out. Now, who is the fool now? Who is the fool? The guy who backed the car, the guy who stood there, everybody is. Likewise, in life, all of us are two fools normally, they're on the narrow bridge, okay, in life, arguing with each other. Back up, finish, 1 second is over. But we refuse to do that. Our ego stands in the way. So, remember this story next time. Whenever you have fun, either with your wife or with anybody else, there's something going on. Just say like that. The man who does more. There's one story I really heard one day. It came on the WhatsApp. This one is the bridge story is something I cooked up just to understand, make understand. The other one I read recently. This fellow, the wife comes to the doctor, tells the doctor, my husband always fighting me, I know what to do now, psychologically, I'm going crazy. He said, tell you what to do. Every time the doctor, any argument comes like this, you put water in your mouth, very good. So then, after that, 2 months passed, and then she, 1 month, 2 months passed, she came to the doctor, how was it? Doctor, it worked, Doctor, my God, doctor, it worked. What is the magic in the water, doctor? No, nothing. But you didn't reply back, you see. You didn't speak back, so everything settled, okay? But nobody must speak, the two fools on the bridge. So the most two fools on the bridge are in homes of devotees, homes of people, okay? One car, husband, one car, wife. Reverse the car, finish. All of them, okay? So devotees, stand in the eye of the hurricane, okay? Eye of the hurricane, become a witness. It's a big challenge, difficult, but a very fantastic challenge. Become the witness of the events around you. Don't react, respond. They say, so devotees, this practical thing will be dragging us into waves of defeat, okay? So anyway, I won't go further, the time's up. There are a few other things here, but I won't have to elaborate on. So if I just summarize the devotees, the lessons Swami has given, number one, firstly from the Vedic scripture itself, is divinity is everywhere. Number 2, activate your mind, activate your body, keep fit, energize yourself, exercise, pranayama, knowledge, hunger for knowledge, not every nonsense, things that help you in life, intellect and peace. pH factor, peace and happiness, that's all. How can you achieve peace and happiness? Like this, follow the bridge business, remember the bridge story, remember the handkerchief story. Where the lady who came to me yesterday, so I took my handkerchief and put on my head, okay? I said, Mom, why are you worrying? So this is what it is. Spirituality is not something for the holy people of the world. Spirituality is meant for us. Spirituality is meant for life and living, not for sadhus and saints. We need it, they don't need it. You know, the Hindus break coconuts, they go to the temple and they smash this coconut. And nobody understands why they smash. So they're breaking the coconut is a powerful symbol. Once you understand the symbol, then you won't break 20. Let's say 12 people break 25, 30 coconuts, 40 coconuts. They think breaking coconut is the power of strength of the arm. Everybody is very simple. I'll give you this final point. And then you see, again, what it is. The coconut is like this. This is the coconut. Shell, hard shell is here. Then the fibrous thing is here, the fiber. Okay. So to break the coconut, they don't need to break. You can't put the fiber on it. So what they do, they remove the fiber. But they remove the fiber. And then, but they leave this thing behind, one little thing here. And if you remove this thing, you'll see three eyes like that, third eye kind of thing. And then this coconut has got a white flesh here, and it's got water inside. You understand the meaning of this. You only break one coconut now. The thing is, the fiber outside represents all the negative qualities in our lives. So before you go and offend into God, remove all the negative, jealousy, pettiness, this, remove. Then you come to the shell. The shell represents the most difficult thing to break, the human ego. That shell represents the ego. That's a tough one. So what you do, God, with all your strength in your life, you try to smash the ego. When you smash the ego, what it is, you reveal the pure waters of Gita, the divine water, and you reveal the pure whiteness of your inner consciousness. That is significant of breaking the covenant. So whenever you break the covenant in future, this entire of this whirlwind is here. You just pray to God, please help me, God. Why can you God? Every action you do, in a temple, whether you're offering candles to Christ, or flowers, or whatever, there must be inner significance to what you're offering. Why does God need your candles? Why does God need your flowers? Unless the inner significance you're also offering. Why does God need your coconut? You say, God, please help me, Lord, to break this ego of mine and reveal the pure divinity waters of bliss and my pure inner consciousness. Keep on doing. Once you become a sadhu or saint, then you need not break coconut anymore. You already broken the coconut. Not the number of coconuts, one is enough. But the thought must go with it. We offer flowers to God. God, I offer you the flower of my heart. That's the meaning. Candle, God, help me. Lead kindly light, I will follow you. So these are everything that is inner significance. Whatever religion. Follow this. Samadhi song. Wow, no, no. I'm not going to show you. How can I love you more, dear son? listening. I see the new musicians that joined us. Flute lady, guitar lady, guitar man, guitarist in there. Very good. Thank you very much. Big hand for the musicians.
प्रियवाक्यप्रधानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जातवः प्रियवाक्यप्रधानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जातवः तस्मात् तदेव कर्तव्यम् तदा तस्मेव कर्तव्यम् वचनेक दरिद्रता प्रियवाक्यप्रधानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जातवः प्रियवाक्यप्रधानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जातवः तस्मात्